When she spoke about you today, her words were tinged with a mix of awe and regret. It was as if she was grappling with the realization that she's been holding back emotions she can no longer keep hidden. You won't believe what she revealed today. Her description of you was more than just admiration. It was a glimpse into a deep-seated respect and a sense of wonder that she's been nurturing in silence. Her voice was almost reverent when she talked about you. The way she described your impact on her life suggested there's an emotional depth she's been hesitant to explore or express openly. Today, she spoke about you with such intensity that it was clear she's been keeping her feelings bottled up. Her admiration was profound, but there was an underlying current of something she's not quite ready to voice. She couldn't stop talking about how you've inspired her to rethink her own life choices. Her words were full of praise, but there was an unspoken acknowledgement of how much more you mean to her than just a source of inspiration. You might be surprised to know that she described you as someone who has had a transformative effect on her. Her words were loaded with respect and something deeper, a feeling she's been struggling to articulate. When she talked about you today, it was clear that she sees you as a beacon of hope in her life. Her admiration was palpable, but so was a sense of longing, as if she wishes she could tell you more than she's able to. She spoke about you with a kind of reverence that suggested you've left an indelible mark on her. The way she described your qualities and the impact you've had was as if she's been carrying a deep admiration for you in secret. Her admiration for you was evident, but there was a sense of wistfulness in her tone. It was as if she was reflecting on a connection she's been hesitant to fully acknowledge or express. Today, she talked about you in a way that revealed more than just respect. There was a sense of admiration mixed with an emotional weight that suggested she's been harboring feelings she hasn't yet shared. You wouldn't believe the way she described you today. Her words were laced with a deep appreciation and an underlying sense of regret for not having the courage to express her true feelings. Her voice carried a tremor of vulnerability when she spoke about you. It was as if she was revealing a piece of herself that she had kept hidden, expressing a deep-seated admiration that she's been keeping to herself. She spoke about you as if you were a guiding light in her life. Her words were filled with admiration, but also with a sense of longing, hinting at feelings she's been hesitant to fully admit. Today, she shared how you've made an impact on her in ways she hadn't fully realized until now. Her description of you was filled with respect and a quiet acknowledgement of the profound effect you've had on her. Her description of you today was filled with a mixture of admiration and an unspoken yearning. It was clear that she sees you as more than just a positive influence. She sees you as someone who has touched her deeply. You might be astonished by what she said about you. Her admiration was accompanied by an emotional weight that suggested she's been holding back feelings she's unsure how to fully articulate. When she talked about you today, it was clear she's been deeply affected by your presence. Her words were full of praise, but also with a sense of unfulfilled longing, as if she's been keeping her true feelings hidden. She described you with a kind of reverence that hinted at a deeper connection she's been reluctant to explore. Her admiration was evident, but so was a quiet underlying sense of something she's been hesitant to reveal. Today, she spoke of you in a way that made it clear you've had a profound effect on her life. Her words were filled with admiration and a sense of longing, suggesting she's been keeping her true feelings closely guarded. Her words today were more than just praise. They carried a weight of unspoken emotions, revealing that she sees you as a source of inspiration and a deeply important part of her life in ways she hasn't fully acknowledged. You might be surprised by what she revealed today. Her description of you was laced with deep admiration and a sense of regret for not being able to fully express the depth of her feelings. When she spoke about you today, her voice conveyed more than just respect. There was an emotional undercurrent that suggested she's been harboring feelings she's not yet ready to fully confront. She talked about you with a sense of awe that suggested she's been holding back a deeper, more personal admiration. Her words were filled with respect, but also with an emotional weight she's been keeping hidden. Today, she shared something about you that left everyone in the room stunned. She spoke of your resilience, the way you carry yourself, and how your presence lights up every room. But there was something deeper in her words, something that hinted at feelings she's never voiced before. You wouldn't believe the way she described you today. It wasn't just admiration. There was an unspoken connection in the way she talked about how you make people feel seen, valued, and appreciated. It was as if she was confessing a secret without ever saying the words. When she talked about you today, it wasn't the casual conversation you might expect. She opened up about the impact you've had on her life, how you've changed her perspective, and the way you've inspired her to be more. It was something she's never admitted before. She couldn't stop talking about how your kindness isn't something you wear on the surface, but something that runs deep. Her words carried a weight, a longing for you to understand just how much you mean to her. Her voice cracked when she mentioned your name today. It was like she had been holding something in for far too long, and the words finally slipped out. She spoke of your strength, but also of the vulnerability she sees in you that makes you human, relatable, and unforgettable. You might not believe it, but she said she sees herself in you, your struggles, your triumphs, your quiet moments of doubt. It was as if she was describing a mirror reflection, one that made her feel less alone in her own journey. There was a moment today when she couldn't hold back her admiration for you, but it was more than just admiration. It was almost as if she wished she had the courage to tell you how she really feels, but instead, she let it slip through in her praise. She spoke about you with a kind of reverence that's rare. Her words weren't just compliments, they were acknowledgments of the impact you've had on her life. She revealed more about herself in the way she talked about you than you might ever realize. When she spoke about you today, it was as if she was talking to herself, confessing feelings she hadn't yet processed. The admiration in her voice was unmistakable, but there was something more, something she's been holding back for too long. Today, her words were filled with a sense of awe. She said she had never met anyone quite like you, someone who can inspire without even trying. It was as if she wanted to say more, but couldn't find the words to express what she truly felt. Her voice softened when she spoke about you today. It was like she was recalling a memory, something deeply personal. She described you in ways that made everyone in the room pause. as if they suddenly saw you through her eyes. She let it slip today, something she probably didn't mean to share. But once she started talking about you, it all came pouring out. The respect, the admiration, and something deeper that she's been trying to keep hidden. You wouldn't believe what she said about you today. She described you as someone who has quietly transformed the lives of those around you, without ever demanding recognition. There was an unspoken message in her words, as if she hoped you'd somehow hear it. Her words were full of admiration, but beneath them, there was something more. She spoke about you in a way that suggested she's been watching, observing, waiting for the right moment to share what she truly feels. When she talked about you today, her voice trembled ever so slightly. It was as if she was revealing a part of herself, something she hadn't intended to let slip. But once the words were out, there was no taking them back. You wouldn't believe it, but she said you're the kind of person who leaves an imprint on every life you touch. The way she talked about you wasn't just admiration. It was as if she was trying to tell a story she's been holding on to for too long. Today, she described you in a way that caught everyone off guard. She spoke about your ability to inspire others, to lift people up without even realizing it. But there was something unspoken, a feeling she couldn't quite put into words. Her words lingered long after she finished speaking today. She described you as someone who radiates kindness, but there was more behind her words, something she's been hesitant to share. It was as if she wanted you to know, but couldn't bring herself to say it directly. When she talked about you today, it was as if she was confessing something she's been hiding for a long time. Her words were full of admiration, but there was something deeper in her voice, something she's been waiting for the right moment to reveal. You might not believe it, but she said you're the reason she believes in second chances. She didn't elaborate, but the way she spoke about you made it clear that you've impacted her life in ways she's still trying to understand.